What's good, YouTube? It is your boy, the Wrestling Guru, and I am back. I know everybody missed my face. I know every single one of you out there miss seeing my face. Listen, we just hit 14K on the Instagram. I mean, how? I did not see it coming. I never expected us to even get this far. I mean, I appreciate everybody that followed the IG. If you follow the IG and you're watching this video right here, thank you so much. I can't even thank you guys enough for getting us this far. We are at 14K and I see us just growing and growing. Honestly, you've been with us since the beginning. If you've been with me since the beginning, then you know how I feel. Like, my opinion is like final. But since I've been doing these videos and since I've been posting on the page and having an IG, I've grown to change a little bit to get to know a lot more people and actually see if someone could change my opinion about a wrestler, about a show, about anything. So I'll have to say, you guys really push me. You guys push my button a lot. But honestly, I love it. You know, and see that you guys enjoy the content, see that you guys enjoy talking and conversating with me. Now, I know I don't get to talk to everybody and reply to everybody, but I do try to get in contact with everybody. And if you watch this video and you know the people that talk to me the most, I respond to them instantly because I kind of grew to know them. I kind of grew to see what they want to see, what they like to see. So, you know, I want to thank everybody once again for helping me get to 14K. And it's not even me, it's us. We are the family. We together are the gurus, okay? I'm the face of it. I'm in front of like the Bullet Club, okay? I'm the face. You guys are the leader, you know? But off that topic, let's talk about Survivor Series. Now, boy, I know I haven't made a video in a while, so I really wanted to change that, and I want to get back into making these final review videos about like special events, whether it's WWE, whatever it's Ring of Honor, whatever it's New Japan, whatever it is. I want to get back more into actually doing my opinion and actually how I felt about the whole show in general. So honestly, what I want to say about the whole show has been a great build-up. Everything on the card has been a great build-up for months. Everything, the whole, and first of all, NXT joining the fight was just, for me, insane. It reminded me back when WCW, when they raided WWE, and it was WWE versus WCW. Just insane. It just brings back so many good memories, you know. But I've been a fan of NXT since literally day one. To be honest, now I know it don't sound true, but I've been a fan of NXT since day one. The reason why is because I was watching FCW when no one knew about FCW. When Seth Rollins was down there, Alberto Del Rio, Cesaro, Alexander Rusev, like, I was a fan of NXT because of FCW. All those guys that was in FCW transitioned over to NXT. So I knew all the guys already. I knew everybody. I knew the faces. And that's what really made me want to really watch NXT, into NXT. And seeing Seth Rollins from Ring of Honor, seeing him to go to FCW, become champion there, Ring of Honor champion, going to NXT, become a champion. It just, for me, was just so many things all together. So seeing NXT finally getting the love, the praise, the support, the limelight that they deserve. For me, that's the biggest part about the whole Survivor Series, NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. It's no longer the little brand. It's no longer the training program. NXT for me has always been the best thing for Raw and SmackDown because those are the guys that go to Raw and SmackDown. Those are the guys that take over Raw and SmackDown. Prime example, I gotta give it to you guys. Seth freaking Rollins, you know, I don't like him, but Roman Reigns, you know what I mean? Cesaro's and all these guys, even though, yes, they was on the indie scene, but they're the guys that go through NXT and make Raw and SmackDown. Kevin Owens, prime example. The man was a monster on the indie scene. And look at him. He goes into Ring of Honor, he goes into NXT, becomes NXT champion. He goes to Raw, he debuted, he beats John Cena as NXT champion. He goes on to become a Universal champion. Multiple time United States Intercontinental champion. I mean, it's proven that NXT works. The only thing is, Vince doesn't know what to do with them, and it's been an argument for so long. But that's not really why we're here to talk. That's not really what we're here to talk about. You know, we're here to talk about Survivor Series and why it was so amazing. First, I just want to say that NXT TakeOver was insane. Like, literally insane. Minor tweaks that I didn't too much like, but once again, NXT TakeOver definitely was. I want to give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely want to give it an 8 out of 10. But once again, we're not here to talk about NXT TakeOver. We're here to talk about Survivor Series. So yeah, let's get straight into it, and here we go. So the kickoff show, which had 3 really good matches. Lio Rush versus Kalisto versus Tozawa. Now, it was a fast-paced match. Wasn't really no huge build-up because 205 Live builds it up there, so you already know if you've been watching 205 Live. If you haven't been watching, you need to check out the most exciting hour of WWE. Anyway, so Lio Rush, he goes and, of course, I knew that he was going to take the win. It only makes sense for Lio Rush to continue to hold the title, especially with the new rivalry between him and Garza. I know I just pronounced his name so wrong. Garza Jr. And so that's most likely where the rivalry is going to go for Lio Rush. And it was a good match. It wasn't nothing amazing. It was nothing like flashy. It wasn't nothing like how most 205 Live matches, cruiserweight matches be. But it was a good match to watch. And Lio Rush, he did take the W. I'm really happy that he took that W because for me personally, I'm a Lio Rush fan. The Man of the Hour is all about the Man of the Hour, especially when he was with Bobby Lashley. First of all, I feel like he was underused when he was with Bobby Lashley. Now, he made Bobby Lashley one of the most hated and liked people because Lio Rush, I mean, who didn't like seeing him do his flips and his acrobatic and stuff? But I'm happy for Lio Rush. I'm happy that he's finally champion. I'm happy for him. He's running the cruiserweight division and he's doing his dollar, man. He's finally actually being him. He's being himself, and happy for him. He picked up that win. So like I said, the match wasn't really too eye-opening. It wasn't really all crazy, but it was a good match. Don't want to talk bad about it. It was a good match, and those guys, they put their heart out into it like they always do. So now let's go into, well, I don't want to talk about the NXT, the first match between NXT, Raw, SmackDown. So I'm going to kind of skip through that, guys, all right? So let's get straight into it. Let's talk about NXT's Undisputed Era versus SmackDown's Big E, Kofi Kingston, The New Day versus the Viking Raiders. I don't like the names of Ivor. What is his name? What is that? Ivor and Hansen, I think they call him now. Whatever the name is, I personally hate the names. I like War Machine or, but whatever. Viking Raiders. When I say tag team greatness in action, I mean, the Undisputed Era, hands down, they have been the best tag team in WWE since they debuted. Not only has they been the best tag team in WWE, Ring of Honor, they've been the best in Ring of Honor. It was the best in New Japan. They've been the best everywhere they went. And I feel as though the Undisputed Era has been the best tag team since they debuted in the world. Like, they've been the best tag team for me in the last couple years since they debuted on NXT. I mean, it don't matter if it's Roger Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. It doesn't matter if it's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. It doesn't matter if it's Bobby Fish and Roger Strong. Like, they're going to go out there and they're going to put on a show. They're going to go on and put a tag team masterpiece. Like, I love watching the Undisputed Era fight because everything they do is just greatness. I mean, how can you not like them? How can you not be a fan of the Era? But it was a great match. Big E and Kofi. So I feel, I personally hate the fact that Kofi's not fighting for the big belt, but things happen. Xavier Woods is hurt, someone got to step in. Him and Big E, they do what they do every single night. New Day is probably one of the most underrated teams / one of the most overrated teams, but you have to really give them respect. I mean, Kofi Kingston and Big E, they're a great tag team. First of all, Big E could go ahead and be a world champion himself. Kofi Kingston just proves to the world that he could be a tag team, he could be a heavyweight champion. So you have two world-class champions on the same team. I mean, the New Day has been great. When they're not joking around, they're amazing. When they're joking around, they're hilarious. But for me, give me some action. And the New Day, they know how to do it when it's time to get serious. And then don't get me started on the Viking Raiders. They have been everywhere just the same much as Undisputed Era, a.k.a. the Red Dragon. These guys are doing, WWE is doing the right thing with the Viking Raiders. They're putting them on a pedestal. Having them come in, dominate everybody, go undefeated, win the Raw Tag Team Championships, and dominate, and go on with war. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what you do with a team like that. You let them destroy and dominate everybody. That's how it's supposed to go. So for them being dominant for this long and being undefeated, I mean, it can't get any better than that. So seeing those three teams, three of the best teams in the world. Now, once again, I do mean the world, every company. Three of the best tag teams in the world going at it. How can you not like that? But unfortunately, Raw took the win. The Viking Raiders took the win at the end of the match. And it was a very, very good match. I kind of thought for a split second there that the Undisputed Era was going to take it. And then maybe a New Day was going to come in and pin like Undisputed Era. But obviously that was totally wrong. The Viking Raiders, they just straight up dominated at the end of the match. Like, it was just what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. They just dominated. And it was really For me, I really love that match because I'm a huge tag team fan. Like, I love seeing good tag team. I like seeing great wrestling, period, in general. But not too many companies really focus on tag team wrestling, and that's something that WWE lack and so much is tag team wrestling, good tag team wrestling. And seeing that match happen on the stage is amazing because all those teams, guess what? They come from NXT except for Kofi Kingston. All those guys came up through the NXT ranks, and that's what makes it so good. You have former NXT wrestlers against present day NXT wrestlers. I mean, like, how can it not get any better than that? But anyway, let's go on to the next match. And the next match wasn't really my favorite. The women's NXT versus the women's Raw, women's SmackDown. For me personally, I love the team. Raw team was kind of weak for me. They was kind of weak. Like, they looked very, very weak. Then SmackDown team was they was in the middle. But NXT women's team, they was definitely stacked. Like, they was 100% stacked from top to bottom. Everybody on NXT women's roster, that 5 was all stacked. Like, for me, I knew that they was gonna win, not only because of they had more dominant women. It was more of because NXT right now, WWE is actually putting NXT over. Like, they're trying to put NXT over. For people that don't watch NXT, they're trying to go out there and actually show people who the NXT wrestlers are. So especially for women wrestling, in the last couple of years, it's been horrible. You know, Ray had been bad for like 10 years, like 5-minute matches, horrible matches. Like, you know, it wasn't like TNA. TNA had good women match. Like, they had good wrestling for their women. But in WWE, they lacked so long, and it's been such a long time coming for them to actually give the women a huge spotlight. But wasn't too much of a fan of that match, you know. Especially after Io Shirai and Candice LeRae, they go down. I'm like, okay, they're going to do a repeat of what happened at War Games. Like, they did a legit repeat of what happened at War Games. You're down 2 people against 2 full teams, and you still win. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that they won, but for me personally, it's like, come on, Sasha in there, she's in there against Rhea Ripley, one of the most dominant women right now, and WWE, I want to say all of wrestling. She's no slouch, no joke. But I mean, like, come on, it's Sasha Banks. I mean, like, if you guys know me, I'm a Sasha Banks fan. But not only did she not pin anybody, she still lost. I mean, once they took them to the back, once Io Shirai and Candice went to the back, I knew 100% they was going to come back. It's classic WWE fashion. They're gonna go to the back. They're going to come back at the end of the match, and they're going to help them win. So once that happened, I already knew exactly what was going to happen. But for me personally, I think that match kind of lacked a little bit. But once again, it was great to see it finally happen. And for me, I liked it. But it did lack in a lot of areas for the wrestling. It wasn't too many good spots. A lot of the spots that happened wasn't really too good. It wasn't like, hey, it was just like, oh, okay, cool. It's a match that I can just watch and just chill and get by. But fortunately, once again, NXT, they take that win too. So NXT went up 3-0 at that time. So, you know, on to the next match. Sorry about that. That's a mixed place. NXT went up 2 wins because, yeah, NXT went up 2-1. Raw had 1. NXT went up 2. So, yeah, they went up 2-1. But let's get into my favorite match of the night. I mean, dude, I knew for a fact this match was going to be a banger. I said it was going to be a banger. Whoever was on the IG telling me, hey, who was going to win? We had like a huge discussion on who was going to win. Of course, I picked AJ. I mean, why not go with AJ? Why not go with the greatest wrestler of our generation? Why not go with the greatest wrestler still to this day in the whole world? I know guys will say, oh, Kenny Omega, oh, Johnny Gargano, oh, Okada, oh, Nets. Like, I don't care about none of those guys. AJ Styles has been the best wrestler for the last 10 years. And if you don't agree, my friend, you are blind. AJ Styles has been doing it since day one, since WCW, since TNA, went to Ring. He's been doing it since day one. And this is no disrespect to guys like Kenny Omega, of course, and Jay White and Will Ospreay, which is having a great, and I mean a great year. But there's no disrespect to them. AJ Styles is still hands down the best wrestler in the world. He does it every single day. That's why he is phenomenal. He's the phenomenal one. And he has done it everywhere. Like, it ain't Roderick Strong, the Messiah of the Backbreaker. Oh my God, there was some mean spots right there when he, oh my goodness. Just insane. And then the King of Strong Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, most people don't like how Shinsuke has been being used. Me in particular. But you have to admit, that was a great match. Those three going at it. I mean, look at it. Ring of Honor. I want to say it so bad. Ring of Honor, Roderick Strong. TNA, AJ Styles. New Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura. Three of the greatest wrestlers of their former companies in a ring all together at one. I mean, do that not blow your mind? And once again, it was a great match. Great match. If anybody that I thought was going to win, I thought Shinsuke was going to win it. The reason why is because I truly believe Shinsuke needed a real big win. Whether he were to pin AJ or whether he were to pin Roger Strong. But I was still leaning more towards AJ. Now, when AJ jumped up on the ropes and I seen the phenomenal forearm, bam, he hit Shinsuke right there. And I just knew, I'm thinking, what happened to Roger Strong? Roger Strong come out of nowhere, and of course, like old-fashioned WWE that they do, and great opportunists, you throw him out the ring, and you pin him, you get that one, you get the two, and you get the three. And hey, you're the winner. But once again, it was a great build-up because you got to remember, all these guys, even though they're on NXT, these guys has been wrestling for years, just as much as the next guy. There's nobody that can't beat nobody. Like, someone can always, whether you're in NXT, whether you're in another company, whether you're only in a wrestling company for 2 years, you can always win. And that's why I kind of like what WWE showed with the Survivor Series. Yes, we always looked at NXT as the training program brand, but guess what? This guy, Roger Strong, is a world champion. He's a world-class champion. Literally, like, in his own right, he's a champion. Fighting against two world champions in their own right. It's just in WWE, AJ Styles is the one that won the world championship in that match. But it shows that, listen, don't sleep on NXT, guys. And once again, it's great for people that don't know NXT that they can realize. Just think about it. You never watched NXT ever before in your life. And you know about it, but you don't watch it. And you see Roger Strong go out there. He pick up AJ Styles and put him on his back. Like, out there, you know, world strongest, Kurt Angle slam, the Angle slam. He's out there doing backbreakers that you never seen in your life. Picking up, literally folding him on his knee, and Shinsuke out here keen shots to the face. I mean, why would you not want to go and check that wrestler out? Why would you not want to go and check out that brand? That's the whole point of putting NXT on a pedestal like they did tonight, and of course the night before with War Games. So Roger Strong, he takes that win once again. NXT takes another win, and they go up again. And now let's get into probably, you could say it was the best match of the night. I mean, Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne. It don't get no much better than that, my guy. Pete Dunne is an amazing wrestler in his own right. He's amazing, no doubt about it. He wasn't champion for, what? I don't even know how many days it was. That's how many days it was. I know it was over 400. However long it was, he's a great wrestler. And this guy, Pete Dunne, can run with any wrestler in WWE. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. He can run circles around a lot of guys, and he can wrestle and give it his all. But a lot of these guys in WWE, once again, it doesn't matter what company you come from. That's one thing that I don't like about WWE. They don't share light on their past. It's like, hey, he's a new wrestler. Whatever he done in his past, it doesn't matter in WWE. Which is true because it's a new chapter. But for guys like Pete Dunne that no one know, you somehow, some way, you got to build that person up. You have to let people know what he's done in his past. Like Adam Cole, prime example. If I'm not mistaken, I think he won like every title in Ring of Honor. I think tag team with the Kingdom. He won the television championship. He won the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, he won, if I'm not mistaken, I think he won every title in Ring of Honor. And I think he's a 2 or 3 time Ring of Honor champion. I mean, this guy, he's been on the big stage at Wrestle Kingdom in New Japan. He beat Kyle O'Reilly out there. He's been in the Bullet Club with Marty Scurll and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. He's done it all. This man has done it all. He has great ups and he had lows. But Adam Cole is, for me personally, Adam Cole is a wrestler that can never stay here. Every time you see him, he's always going to climb up to the top. When I first seen him, when he was with the Kingdom, and I think it was Matt Hardy had went to Ring of Honor. That's kind of like a reason why I switched over to Ring of Honor. Again, it was like, he had the charisma, he had that character, he had that skill. And for me personally, it always been shown in Ring of Honor. But for me, when Adam Cole came to WWE, they took it to another level. Like, NXT took Adam Cole, they took him from here. borderline wrestler, and they showed what he really can do. They made him show the world what you can do. A lot of people like to compare him to Shawn Michaels. Me personally, no, nothing like Shawn Michaels. I honestly can't really compare him to anybody else because Adam Cole is truly himself. He might do the super kick. Of course, who doesn't do super kick anymore? I mean, who doesn't do super kick? Like, literally everybody does it. Even the big guys do super kicks. They no longer do big boots. They do super kicks. So it's like Adam Cole, for me, he just outright insane. And I know I just said Will Ospreay has had an amazing year, but Adam Cole has had even a better year. He has not failed yet to deliver on a match. I mean, once again, the list goes on. I really don't want to name him, but I kind of do want to name him. War Games last night, he did amazing. Tonight, he went in and he fought Pete Dunne. He had a great match with Jordan Miles, if I'm not mistaken. That is his name, Jordan Miles. He had a really, really good match with Aleister Black before he became champion, even though that was like a year ago or whatnot. But once again, Adam Cole, he just continued to level up. I mean, just look at the rivalry between him and Johnny Gargano. Every match they did just got better. Like, literally, after the second one, I was like, yo, there's no way that they can do it again. Do it, what, 2 out of 3 falls? Like, they continue to get Adam Cole. No disrespect to Johnny Gargano. He's amazing. But Adam Cole, he never fails to put on a great match. He's amazing on the mic. His charisma, the way he walks, his swag, the way he carry himself is how can I say, it makes you draw towards his character. That part reminds me of Shawn Michaels. Him in the ring, he never fails to put on a good match. And him and Pete Dunne, they gave it their all. Pete Dunne reminds me somewhat of a Daniel Bryan, but not too much. I don't want to say too much of Daniel Bryan because he has his own style. But Pete Dunne, in his own right, he's a great, amazing wrestler. But Adam Cole, it's just something about him that you can hate, but you gotta like him. You gotta respect him. Adam Cole, him and Adam Cole, they go out there and they just downright destroy each other. After just him in War Games killing each other, killing himself. Pete Dunne, after having a great match with Killian Dane and Damian Priest, like, dude, like, this is why you have to respect wrestlers. People talk down on wrestlers for what reason? These guys kill themselves every single night. Adam Cole has been killing himself, and he's hurt, he's injured, and he's still doing it. And I know there's other wrestlers out there that still hurt right now, but that's what wrestling is about. They don't care about their well-being. They care about putting on a show for us. For what reason? We can't pay your health bills. I mean, we can because we watch the shows, we buy their merchandise. But it's just weird that these dudes are willing to put their lives on the line for us. And that's why I love wrestling. That's why I have nothing but respect for wrestlers, because they're willing to do anything and everything to put on a show for us. And Adam Cole, for me, is that type of person. Look at the bump he took from Tommaso Ciampa off the top of the cage. Boom, onto the double tables. I mean, dude, hey, kill me now. Like, I'm done. And he comes out the next night and he fight another match. Dude, you have to do nothing but take your hat off to Adam Cole. He has probably been the best WWE wrestler and best wrestler in the world this year. He has proven it time and time again. And it was an amazing match. That match was really amazing. It was really, really good. And I know I said amazing like a million times just now, but it was really amazing. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like, how can you not like it? So once again, NXT. If you have not watched NXT, you need to go check it out. You need to see what's going on with NXT. Let's go on to the next match. Now, honestly, the next match wasn't really too much my favorite. Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. The Fiend, versus Daniel Bryan. For me, I haven't really been watching SmackDown in the last 3 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't really checked out SmackDown in the last 3 weeks. And I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt. I do like The Fiend. I do like how he look. I like his design. But I'm still not too much behind on The Fiend's character. Like, I'm not behind it. I see a lot of people, they see something new and they just jump straight to it. And that's how most wrestling fans are. They see something new and boom, they're a fan of it. Oh yeah, this is amazing, this is cool. And The Fiend is cool. It is amazing. But the gimmick itself, for me, I'm not too much behind it. You know? And it's great to see something different in WWE. That's the reason why I do like it. But the only good thing for that match was that Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, they have previous history. when he was with the Wyatt family. So that there is what made the match for me okay, because I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Right now, Daniel Bryan had no storyline. Right now, Bray Wyatt had no storyline, aka The Fiend. He had no storyline. So why not give him someone that he had previous history with? You know, he had great chemistry with Daniel Bryan. So for me personally, that was great there, and it wasn't the best match. It wasn't no. I barely even rated a 3-star match personally for me, but it was a good match. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just I feel as though it probably needed a little bit more build. But once again, Daniel Bryan killed it. Daniel Bryan kills it all the time, and a lot of people, they fail to realize how good of a wrestler Daniel Bryan is. I mean, he's been doing it also since day one. The match was pretty good. It wasn't nothing amazing, of course. I wish they get rid of that stupid red light because it is super annoying to watch. And once again, it was a good match. It was an okay match. I rate that match probably like a 3. Probably like a 3. Only because I liked the storyline. So I'll rate it probably like a 3. Nothing too high, nothing too low, of course. I'm not that messed up, you know. Come on, guys. But yeah, so let's get into the next match. Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate. The reigning, defending WWE Champion of the World, Brock Lesnar. Listen, I'm not Paul Heyman. I can't do it, alright, guys? But anyway, Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. Probably the best storyline that I have seen build up in WWE in so long. Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar. What a great build. What a great build. It has been going over, 2 months? Rey Mysterio getting destroyed by him. Supposed to fight Seth Rollins. He gets mollywopped. His son Dominic comes out, he gets destroyed, he comes back out, he gets destroyed again, and Rey Mysterio, he's hurt, Dominic is hurt, no one knows what to do. Guess what? He goes and get Cain Velasquez, the only guy that I do not like when it comes to UFC because he beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar. It was a great match, I'm not hating on him, it was a great match, but Cain Velasquez comes out, he fights Brock Lesnar. Well, he beats him up first. They go to Saudi Arabia, which was pointless. Anyway, in my opinion, they should have just had it on SmackDown. And Brock Lesnar submits him in, 3 minutes? Probably less than that. So, now Rey Mysterio has a change of mind. Now Rey Mysterio has a change of heart. Now Rey Mysterio, he's digging deep. And sooner or later, you gotta break the rules. Somehow, some way. You can't always fight by the rules. You can't always be a straight arrow guy. And that's what Rey Mysterio has always been his whole entire career. And you honestly cannot doubt how much of a good guy Rey Mysterio been. He's the typical luchador that's gonna do what he gotta do. Unlike how Eddie Guerrero was, his brother, basically. You know, everybody know he gonna do what he gotta do to win. And I felt growing up, that's what Eddie Guerrero was always trying to teach Ray. He was always trying to help him learn. You gotta do what you gotta do to win. But Ray never, ever has done that. So now Ray's taken it to his own hands. Of course, he took the pipe. It wasn't probably a real pipe. Most likely it was a plastic pipe. But he beat the mess out of Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. And I mean, he was smacking him with that pipe. It kind of reminded me of the rivalry with Undertaker. And who was it? Who was Undertaker rivaling with when he had the metal pipe and he bashed his hand and he chained him up to the ring post with the chain? He had the motorcycle. Oh my God, so long ago, I really can't remember right now. But that's what it kind of reminded me of. And so obviously that would lead up to Rey Mysterio getting a WWE Championship match at Survivor Series. And man, when I say I truly believed it was time for Rey Mysterio to climb the mountain once again and regain what he lost. John Cena, you know what I'm talking about. You robbed Rey Mysterio all those years ago. You robbed him. And WWE never gave him a rematch. They never gave him a chance again to redeem himself. You know how hard Rey Mysterio fought that Monday? You know how hard he fought? He fought very hard to become WWE champion just for you to walk up and say, hey, I'm John Cena. Want to go out there and fight me, man? And of course, Rey Mysterio being Rey Mysterio, he's going to say, yeah, I mean, come on. Not only is it scripted, but that's actually who Rey Mysterio is. He wants to fight. Of course, he say yes. He loses to John Cena. All these years later, he comes back to WWE. He's trying to get his chance again. It's the perfect time to put the little guy over. This has been a perfect time to put the little guy over. Last time this has been that way was Brock Lesnar versus Eddie Guerrero. Growing up, me watching wrestling, it was always the big guys. It was always the buff guys. The guys that look like they'll destroy people. But when Eddie took down Brock, that was like a huge game changer for me personally. You know, it was like, hey, maybe the little guy can actually win. Maybe the little person can go out there and beat the big guy. And that's what it was. That's what Eddie Guerrero basically stood for in that match. It was the underdog. It was the little guy. He beat the most dominant guy in WWE. He beat the most dominant guy in all of wrestling at that time, which was Brock Lesnar. He beat him with a frog splash. Just as simple. Of course, it was a great match, no doubt about it. But he proved that the little guy can win. And that's what that match for me personally was so great. And I just knew for a fact WWE was going to recreate that feeling to give Rey Mysterio this chance, this great opportunity to beat Brock Lesnar. Obviously, kind of seeing it not happening, but I really thought they was going to pull a trigger. I mean, personally, for me, it's been a long time coming for Rey Mysterio to hold the strap again. It was the right time. Everything was perfect for me. The storyline was perfect. The storyline was great. The pain Rey Mysterio went through, the suffering he went through, everything was perfect for Rey Mysterio to walk out tonight as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, it didn't happen, but man, you can't even lie though. When Dominic came out and he did the 619 with his dad, yo, I tell you no lie, I got so hyped. Like that there was truly fire. Like I was hyped.